Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into a challenge that can seriously cripple a growing business. I'm talking about data chaos. If you're trying to manage your sales, inventory, and accounting across a bunch of different software, you know exactly what I mean. We're going to explore a really powerful solution called Odoo integration and see how it can turn all that chaos into a serious competitive advantage.
So let me ask you, does this sound familiar? Your sales team is living inside the CRM, your online store is basically its own little universe, and accounting, well, that's on a completely different planet. You're just drowning in spreadsheets, manually typing in the same data over and over and over again, and just hoping the numbers match up. And look, it's more than just a waste of time, right? It's a recipe for some really costly mistakes.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll really dig into the problem itself, the data disconnect. Then we'll introduce the solution, see how it actually links up your key systems, talk about the amazing benefits, and finally, we'll walk through how it's all put into place. Let's dive in.
Okay, so here's the absolute core of the issue. When your systems don't talk to each other, they become these isolated islands of data. And getting information from one island to another, it requires slow, manual work. It's kind of like having to build a new raft for every single piece of data you want to move. This disconnect doesn't just cause delays, it creates a totally fragmented and unreliable picture of your own business.
So, what's the answer to all this? Odoo integration. And forget about those flimsy rafts. I want you to imagine building permanent, high-speed digital bridges between those data islands. That's exactly what Odoo integration does. It connects all your different software into one seamless, automated system.
And here's the part that's so incredibly powerful. It's not a one-way street. It creates an automatic, two-way flow of information. Customer info, orders, inventory levels, it all syncs up in real time everywhere. This completely wipes out duplicates and creates what is basically the holy grail for any business, a single, reliable source of truth.
Now, you might be wondering, how does this magic actually happen? Well, it's done through a few key technologies. You've got APIs, which act like special messengers that let different software programs talk to each other. Connectors are like pre-built bridges for popular platforms. Middleware can act as a universal translator between systems that don't speak the same language. And webhooks, they trigger actions in real time, like say when a new order comes in. So we've seen the how, but what about the why? Let's take a look at how this connection actually translates data into real, tangible business value. Because this isn't just about tech for tech's sake, it's about making your entire operation faster, smarter, and way more efficient.
Yeah, this slide right here connects the dots perfectly. You integrate your CRM and boom, leads can be followed up on instantly. You connect your e-commerce store and your inventory is always accurate, which prevents those dreaded out-of-stock moments. And accounting? Invoices just post themselves, which means you can close the books faster and with way, way fewer headaches.
And we're not talking about some obscure software here. We're talking about the big names, the tools you're probably already using. Platforms like Salesforce and HubSpot for your CRM, Shopify and Magento for e-commerce, and payment gateways like Stripe and PayPal. Integration brings all these amazing tools into one unified workflow, with Odoo sitting right at the center of it all. Okay, so we've seen how it all works, but let's get to the good part, the payoff. This is where integration has a massive impact, not just on your day-to-day operations, but on your company's ability to grow. And believe me, these are absolute game changers. First, your data accuracy just goes through the roof because you're taking human error out of the equation. Second, that order to cash cycle, the time it takes from a sale to getting the payment, it shrinks dramatically, which is huge for your cash flow. You also get this single clear view of your whole business, so you can make smarter decisions. And best of all, you build a system that can actually scale without drowning your team in manual work. I love this slide because it shows the transformation so clearly. I mean, it's like night and day. You go from a world of manual data entry, constant headaches trying to reconcile everything, and these slow, error-prone processes, to a whole new reality. One with automated workflows, perfectly synced data, and much faster, more accurate fulfillment. It's a completely different and better way to operate. Think about what this means in practice. A customer clicks buy on your website. Instantly, and I mean instantly, the order is in your Odoo fulfillment system, your inventory is updated, and an invoice is created in your accounting software. Zero manual steps. That, right there, is the power of a truly connected system. You see, at the end of the day, this is so much more than just an IT project. It's a strategic move that literally transforms your data from a source of chaos and frustration into your company's biggest operational advantage.
Okay, so you're probably thinking, this sounds great, but how do we actually do it? It might sound really complex, but a proper implementation isn't chaotic at all. It follows a structured, predictable process that's designed to minimize risk and, well, guarantee success.
It all starts with discovery to really understand your unique needs. Then comes the design phase, where the blueprint for your integration is created. In the build phase, those digital bridges we talked about are actually constructed. Then comes a supercritical step, testing. Everything is rigorously tested to make sure it's absolutely bulletproof. Only then do you deploy, often in stages to ensure a smooth transition. And it doesn't end there. Ongoing maintenance keeps the system running perfectly. So why does this structured approach matter so much? Because it ensures the technology serves your business goals, not the other way around. It completely removes the guesswork and delivers a predictable, reliable outcome every single time.
And that really brings us to the final question, doesn't it? After seeing the real cost of data chaos and the incredible power of a connected system, you just have to ask yourself, is my business ready to stop drowning in data and start using it to win? Thanks for sticking with me on this one.